My name's Parker. I'm taking history post-World War II for Canada. The story I'm researching, it's called the High Arctic Relocation, where in the 1950s, 92 Inuit were moved from their home in Nukjuak, northern Quebec, to Cornwallis Island, high up in the Arctic. I'm specifically looking at Markusi Patsuk's memoir that he submitted to the Nunatsiaq News, an online publisher. And it's about when he was a child, him and his family were sent from Nukjuak, northern Quebec, to Cornwallis Island and to Baffin Island, about 2,500 kilometers away. And they were told that they were being sent there for 2 years because the land where they were living, they were starving on that land, is what they were told by the government. But in the memoir, he says he was not. He said the land was providing very well. And what was found out later is that the Canadian government was using these 92 Inuit people as human flagpoles to claim that land against Russia and Greenland at the time.
Lester Pearson observes, a further increase would present risks of infringements on the exercise of Canadian sovereignty. 7 Inuit families with permanent homes in the High Arctic would strengthen Canada's hold on the region.
When they got to this like faraway land, it was like the distance of Nanaimo to Toronto. When they got there, the land was totally different. It would be dark for a month out of the year, or light for a month out of the year. They were used to regular sunrise and sunset, and they were used to seasons where there would be a brief summer season where they were moved to, and then a long, long winter. They wouldn't be able to leave an igloo for several months. They'd be stuck inside of an igloo. They couldn't hunt the same way. They couldn't collect resources the same way. It was entirely different. They were told they could leave after 2 years. After their first year, they asked if they could leave, and they were told they had to stay another year. And then after 2 years, they asked again, and they were just completely denied. Some people still living there after 70 years.
Resolute Bay, 700 miles closer to Russia than to Toronto. The temperature during this historic trip of the television film crew, 45 below.
The primary analysis would be something firsthand, so a memoir. And then the secondary analysis on the High Arctic Relocation would be something like a scholarly journal, an article or book, or maybe like a news article that's about that subject. And I'm reviewing it to see if the information shown, if it fits kind of the historical context, as well as if it lines up with the memoir that I used for a primary analysis. The thing that I find the most important about the story is just it was a common thread with the way the Canadian government treated First Nations people at that time, and still there's much more recent similar, there's current stories that are very similar in how the Canadian government treats First Nations people. I would love a research grant to go to Cornwallis Island to research that area, and to go to Nukjuak, northern Quebec, and research the area and connect with the people that were displaced and the families that lost their family members. What I enjoy most about VIU is that there's always a parking spot. Anytime I go, there's parking, and it's great. There's escalators on all the stairways. Sometimes I'll have to park down in the very bottom, and it's only a 2-kilometer uphill trip to my class with 30 pounds of textbooks. I hope this makes the cut.